welcome to my familia, Homeschool. My name is Marissa and I live with my husband William and my daughters Abby and Ellie in Miami, Florida. We are a family that has chosen homeschool as a way of life and the way that we plan to educate our children. Today we're going to talk about some tips or ways that you can get resources, curriculum, books that aren't going to break the bank. As we look at homeschool content on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, other places, it looks like you need a ton of stuff to homeschool. And when you look at the prices on those tons of stuff, it's not very cheap. Well, I'm here to tell you today that you don't have to have a huge budget to be able to homeschool. I've done it. Most of the curriculum that we have is used. Most of the books that I've found are either used or from the library. So I'm going to tell you how I've done it. The first way, something that I talk about all the time, is the library. I love my library. I'm in love with my library. I'm able to add in so much rich literature into my children's education without paying a buck. We have a huge library system here in Miami. It's amazing, where I have probably 60, 70, 80 libraries at my disposal. Most libraries nowadays are digitalized, and most towns have at least one library. You may not have as many libraries as I do at your disposal, but most places in the US have a library, and most libraries have a ton of great books to support what you're studying in your homeschool. Most libraries are digitalized, and so you can go online and find the books that you need. For example, when we were doing a unit study about trees, I would search keywords into our library's website. If we were learning that week about bark, I would put in bark. Usually there's options where you can decide what age group of books you want to look at or what type of books you want to look at. So I would put in the age group of my girls, I would put in bark, and I'd find tons of options of books that we can add in to beef up our unit study. It's a great resource. And so that's my first resource, the library. Use it to its full extent because it's great. It's a great resource and it's free. I honestly think if you wanted to, you could probably do most of your homeschooling just with a library card. But I'm going to give you a couple other tips, a couple other places you can find homeschooling resources that aren't going to break the bank. The first place I love using to look for homeschool resources are Facebook groups. Most curriculum companies have a Facebook group, not owned by them, not managed by them, but someone opened a Facebook group for that specific curriculum where you can buy and sell used curriculum. I found tons of great curriculum that way. Sometimes it's brand new. Someone bought a curriculum, it didn't work for their family, and so they've sold it, and you can get it a lot cheaper. Other times it's used. Maybe they've used the first couple weeks. Especially with little kids, most of that is done in pencil. So I've gone through and erased what's been done, and then we use it again. I even bought curriculum once that was used about halfway through, probably a good 100 pages. I went through and erased the whole thing, but I got curriculum that's normally $60 for about 10. To me, it was worth it. My fingers hurt, but it was worth it. So that's a great way to find curriculum. You can usually put in the name of the curriculum company that you're looking for, used curriculum, and find a group where you can find this curriculum. That's been a great resource for us. Another resource is eBay. I found eBay on accident. Of course, I'd heard about it, but it was never something that I even imagined or even thought of using. eBay's not super user-friendly, it's not very pretty, and it's kind of scary. I've heard scary things about eBay, people getting ripped off. But I ended up on eBay one day because there was this curriculum that I was looking for that I found in a Facebook group. So I contacted the mom that was selling this curriculum, and she told me, I've had it on here so long that I actually ended up listing it on eBay. It didn't sell in the Facebook group, and so she decided to put it on eBay. So I went over to eBay, I bid on the curriculum, ended up getting the curriculum, and as I was looking through eBay, I found a treasure chest. I found so many books that had already been on the list of books that I planned to purchase for $2, $3 that normally would have cost me $10, $15. I found some treasures, some jewels there. I've also bought curriculum. One curriculum company that I recently found that I'm loving is Generations Homeschool Curriculum. So good, such great Bible-based resources. I found their full reading curriculum on eBay. So that's another place I totally recommend. I love eBay. I use it all the time. You're able to pay with PayPal there too. You can do that on Facebook groups. Most Facebook groups you pay with PayPal. Also on eBay, you're able to pay with PayPal. So that gives you a little bit more security because PayPal has insurance. So if you don't end up getting your purchase, they go to bat for you. We hope with the homeschool community that we're all honest and do what we say we're going to do. But that protects you a little bit just in case. The next resource that I've used before is used products on Amazon. Did you know that you can buy Amazon products used? I didn't, but I did it once before. We live close to the beach, so we bought a beach wagon and I saw that we could buy it used for a lot cheaper. I found out that what happens is sometimes people will buy stuff new on Amazon. They don't like it, they send it back, but Amazon no longer sells it as new. They sell it as used. So basically you're getting pretty much a new product, but it's significantly cheaper. So that's another option to look into. It's not always available, but on the side where you go to click buy, underneath, sometimes there's the option where it says used. I always look for the options that have the Prime label beside it because that tells you it's coming from Amazon. There are other companies that sell used through Amazon, but usually you have to pay shipping and it's not coming directly from Amazon. But usually those ones that say Amazon Prime, that's the situation. Someone bought it new, didn't like it, sent it back, and now you get it for a lot cheaper. That's another way that you can save some money buying resources for your homeschool. And the last option is one that I haven't tried yet. I've heard tons of moms talk about Book Outlet and thrift books. I've seen haul after haul of so many great books that moms have gotten from those two places for so cheap. I also know that you can find really great curriculum on thrift books or Book Outlet. Some of it's brand new and some of it's used, but that's another great option. So in conclusion, you don't have to break the bank to homeschool. You don't have to have a huge budget. There are tons of ways that you can save money and still get great resources for your kids. And oftentimes I think the phrase is true that less is more. If you found this information useful, I'd love for you to give us a thumbs up. And if you want to join us on our journey, on our homeschool journey, I'd love to have you subscribe. I love talking about resources, books, curriculum, ideas, activities that we're doing with the girls. I love sharing what I'm learning in homeschooling and motherhood and just in life in general. So if that's something that interests you, I'd love for you to join us in our homeschooling journey. And until then, we'll see you next time on My Familia Homeschool.